100 years ago. If your great grandfather wanted to save up to buy land, he wouldn't walk into a bank, क्योंकि there probably wasn't one in his town. And keeping cash at home was risky because all it took was one theft, one fire, and one bad monsoon to wipe everything out. इसलिए उन्हें वो ही किया जो सब करते थे. He would hand his money to whoever felt permanent and trustworthy, चाहे वो local landlord हो या goldsmith या फिर money lender. And they held your family's wealth, and your family just hoped they would give the money back when the time came. These were India's first informal banks. Eventually, formal banks replaced them with a massive speed. Fast forward to 2026. India now has 691 banks listed on the UPI and processes 22 billion UPI transactions in a month. Nearly half of the world's real-time digital payments. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Nearly 75% of salaried Indians are using only one bank account for basically everything. Between server downtimes hitting major banks, digital frauds crossing thousands of crores annually, and UPI making spend feel absolutely painless, relying on a single account in this environment is a trap that most middle-class Indians don't see until it's too late. इसलिए आज we are going to show you exactly how many accounts you actually need in different stages of your life and how to split your money, which can completely change your finances. Let's be honest about why most of us have only one bank account. We probably saw our parents do it. एक ही पासबुक, एक ही बैंक अकाउंट और उसी से घर की सारी जिम्मेदारियां. And it worked because their world moved slower. But our world is completely different. We are tapping our phones at medical stores, paying EMI on a laptop, splitting Zomato orders with roommates, and letting subscriptions auto-debit in the background. मतलब सब कुछ एक ही अकाउंट से जिसमें सैलरी आ रही है. And this single point of failure is genuinely dangerous in a financial system that moves this fast. To protect yourself, you first need to understand the Indian banking system and use it as a set of tools with each serving a different purpose. First comes the public sector banks like SBI and Bank of Baroda. ये banking के पुराने खिलाड़ी हैं. They offer unmatched stability, have a massive physical presence, and they are absolutely perfect for long-term safety. However, their digital interfaces can be slow at times, and customer service often moves at a traditional slower pace. On the other hand, private banks like HDFC or ICICI are the workhorses. They are built for efficiency and a seamless app experience, though they often demand higher minimum balances and can get aggressive with their sales targets. और अपने idle cash को grow करने के लिए, small finance banks are your interest earners. They offer higher rates to attract deposits, but they lack the massive capital backing of the industry giants. And talking about cooperative banks, they are even riskier. While they serve local communities, they operate with lower oversight, making them prone to sudden RBI freezes and can lock your funds for months. Then, you also have neobanks like Fi and Jupiter, which are white label products of the private banks, purely digital and offer incredible tracking tools. Yet, they lack physical branches if a serious crisis occurs. Each of these are built for a different purpose. And the problem is that most people just pick one and expect it to handle everything, which is exactly why you need the 3-account blueprint. Account number 1 is the Fortress. ये आपका salary account है. Your money comes in here and it stays here. Think of it as a digital bank vault. The only money leaving this account is the planned transfer to account 2 and 3. This way, even if your phone is hacked or compromised, your money in this account stays untouched. For this, your existing salary account works perfectly. Stick with whichever bank your employer uses, whether it's SBI, HDFC or ICICI. These are large commercial banks with deep capital backing and wide ATM networks, which is exactly the kind of stability you want for this account. All you need to do is unlink UPI from it and keep the debit card somewhere safe at home. Account number 2 is the daily driver. Every month, the moment your salary lands, you transfer a fixed amount from the Fortress into this account. ये आपका spending budget है. इस account से आप अपना UPI link करो. All your daily transactions like chai, groceries, subscription, everything comes from this account. And when it hits 0, you know your spending for the month is over. उसके बाद you shouldn't touch your other funds. This gives you a built-in spending cap without needing any budgeting app. For this, neobanks like Fi, Jupiter or Kotak 811 are ideal. They offer zero minimum balance, instant UPI setup, and most of them come with built-in spending analytics that show you exactly where your money is going. The good thing is that you can open one in under 10 minutes from your phone without visiting any branch. Account number 3 is the Vault, जहां आपका emergency fund होना चाहिए, which should ideally be 6 months of essential expenses. Plus, your SIP should be auto-debited from here. In simple terms, this account is where you build your financial future. और इस account को अपने UPI से बिल्कुल भी link मत करना. The key is to make this account deliberately inconvenient. To do that, don't save the login details on your phone. Don't enable quick transfer and don't link it to any payment app. The harder it is to move money out, the lesser you are likely to touch it on impulse. For this, go with a high-yield savings account from banks like IndusInd, RBL, etc. The reason is simple. These banks offer significantly higher interest rates on savings compared to big commercial banks, which means your emergency fund and idle cash are actually growing when they're just sitting there. बस अपने SIP के ऑटो डेबिट को यहाँ पे सेट कर लो and let it run on autopilot. ये सारा सेटअप करने में आपको लिटरली सिर्फ 1 घंटा लगेगा, but it will save you months of financial stress, thousands of rupees on impulsive UPI spending, and potentially even lakhs if frauds ever touches one of your accounts. अब ये system 90% लोगों के लिए perfect है. But what if you're in a relationship or you have any side incomes? For those scenarios, there's a level up. अगर आप एक couple हो and both of you are earning, then 3 accounts is not enough. You need the 4th account. Let me tell you why. Along with the 3 account structure, you need the 4th account as the joint account for household expenses like rent, groceries and utilities. This gives you shared visibility into household spending without you or your partner feeling like they are being audited. इससे couples के बीच का सबसे बड़ा झगड़ा ही खत्म हो जाएगा कि तूने इतना स्पेंड क्यों किया. और अगर आप साइड हसल करते हो like freelancing, content creation or consulting, then keep that income in a separate account. The moment business income and personal income mix in the same account, you're setting yourself up for a nightmare during tax season. You need that separation for GST tracking, advanced tax payments, and clean bookkeeping. Let me explain it to you in a simple way through this table. If you're a student or a fresher, 2 accounts is sufficient for you. 3 accounts if you're in your career or if you're single. 4 accounts if you're a couple or a freelancer. And one important warning, 5 से ज़्यादा accounts मत खोलना. Across Reddit, people who have opened 5 to 6 accounts eventually consolidated back to 3 or 4 because they forget which account was linked where. And the minimum balance penalties is also something which needs to be considered. That's why 3 to 4 is the sweet spot, which gives you maximum security and minimum headache.
See you in the next video.